Hi everyone, my name is Shantasia. Welcome to my channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I found my junk journal walkthrough that I was talking about in my introductory video, and I decided to just throw it on this channel because paper crafting is a big part of what I do and what I enjoy doing. So I am going to put that after all of this, and it's kind of in celebration of the Jesus Freak Cruise because that is what I made the journal for, and I'm thrilled that they are going to be doing it again in 2019, and I'm really hoping that I'm going to get to go. So even though I didn't finish this journal, I just feel like it's perfect because then it could be my Jesus Freak Cruise journal, and I could just add to it every time I go because I am planning on going every time I can because it was an absolute blast. We had a great time. The music was fantastic. The food was amazing. The Bahamas is gorgeous, and I know that this time around they are going to be going somewhere else, but it is definitely worth going if you've never been on a cruise before and you love DC Talk and you've always dreamed of seeing them in person or you want to see them again. It's definitely something you should look into doing, and I will leave the link below. And I don't get paid for any of the links that I share on my page. I just really want you to love the things that I love and share the things that I enjoy so that everyone else can have the opportunity to enjoy them as well. So without further ado, here is my walkthrough of my first junk journal that I made for the Jesus Freak Cruise in 2017. Hi everyone, this is Shan. I was thinking that it would be really cool to share my first ever junk journal. My sister and I are going on a cruise starting tomorrow, and lo and behold, what I've been working on today but my journal instead of packing and doing all the other things that I should be doing. But it's going to be wonderful, so everything's going to come together. It'll be fine. But anyways, so I had seen this technique on my Warbinder prayer group. A woman had said that she chose this style of journal for her Warbinder. And I thought it was pretty cool, so I ended up on Facebook and YouTube for hours, and I found the Junk Journal Junkies and several other resources here on YouTube that were really helpful. And I just realized it was going to be really fun and really easy. And to be honest, this has changed the way that I'm going to journal in the future completely, because I just love the way that you can put in so much of how you are right now, and it's a little bit more expressive than just writing words, which I've been doing for several years. This will be like journal 37, I think. So when my sister and I decided to go on the Jesus Freak Cruise, I thought it would be really cool to just decorate my current journal, but it ended up getting way too chunky. It was ripping the binding, and I just didn't really feel like I wanted to bring all the personal things with me just in case I lost the journal on top of that. So I decided after my sister had started hers that I would copy her and just make a trip themed journal specifically for this trip, which I think is pretty awesome. So I decided to do a upcycled book instead of doing signatures and the sewn binding. It was easier for what I'm trying to do right now, and I only had about a week and a half to make this, so there's parts of it that are probably very rushed, but we'll try to get through it. So I started with the travel pack from Walmart, and we just Mod Podged the cover with the map, and then on the back just like a nice leather look, and that would be a cat. So little minion kitty just knocked down the broom. And then for the spine, I wanted to have a little bit more decoration, so I got some charms that were nautical themed to go with our cruise, and I just knotted them on a piece of black elastic. And then to keep all this thing together, because it is pretty big, I took an elastic strap and tied a nautical thing on it, and then I made sure to do it underneath here so that when I slip it off, it'll catch on it on the spine and I won't have to worry about losing it when I'm writing during the cruise. This book is a TJ Jakes Destiny journal, and I chose this because I thought I wanted to have a lot more room for writing, and then I inserted a lot of different things. So I'll try to tell you where I got everything, but it's not likely that I'm going to remember where most of it came from. So I always start with a nameplate and my address and a picture in all my journals so I know what I looked like while I was in the particular journal. My packing and to-do list will be in here later on when I'm finished doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Then we have our plan and our itinerary. And this page was really kind of fun because it ended up having all of our destinations for our trip on it. So I thought it would be pretty cool to just put little arrows. These stickers are all throughout the whole journal. And these are from a travel pack that I got at Hobby Lobby recently. And then also featured a lot will be these gold shimmery stickers. And these ones I just got at the Dollar Tree yesterday. So hopefully they still have them in your area if you love them. So let's try to flip through this pretty quick. So I like to hoard everything. I'm a little sticker hoarder and a little paper hoarder. So I start out with our flight information email, and I have a little pocket here. These are journaling cards by Life Journal, I believe. I'm not sure because I've been picking them up over the years just because I liked them. And then some washi tape, and these pockets came from Michael's. I also have some gifts from the Warbinder Pen Pals group, which they're amazing, lovely ladies. Getting to write back and forth with people all over the world and supporting each other through prayer, and then every now and then they send little gifts, which is nice. Then I had a journal that I really liked, and it was a travel themed journal that I had originally planned to bring on this trip, but I decided I would just tear out the pages that I wanted, and I just slaughtered the whole book and just washi tape them into the spine. And then I bring colored pencils, so for our layovers and any downtime, if the weather's bad or there's any time to relax, I'll just color these, or I'll color them when we get home. Just a little extra. And this was also another journal that I bought at Barnes & Noble a few years ago, and I couldn't stand how tight the binding was. So when I realized how many of these quotes I really liked for journeys or trips, I decided to cut that journal apart too, and then when I go into my next journal, I will have some really cool brown paper to use. So here we go. This is just a piece of ephemera that I got off some mail from Reese's, and then a little bit of Target, some pockets, and glued down a few Post-it notes just to give some writing area. Some tags and pockets. This was kind of fun. These were journals that I picked up last year on clearance at Michael's, and I decided to rip the covers off and make pockets for them instead. So I did a variety. You'll see a variety of different ways that I used them and tip outs, but I made pockets out of all of them. I also went to Lowe's and Walmart, and I picked up a bunch of paint chips, and I found that these were really fun for adding texture or dimension. I'm not really sure how they're going to be to write on, because I do use Sharpie fine point pens, so I might have to just use this area to add pictures later, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. These little Post-it notes I bought at Michael's. And then this is the trifold pocket, so you take 3 pages and you just fold them down at different intervals and then washi tape them down, and it makes a nice little pocket, which is really cute. And just left a lot of room for writing. I probably won't have as much time to write as I hope to, but I like the option that I do, and if not, I am a photographer, so I know I'll have a lot of pictures when we get back, and I can just make this even chunkier and just fill it with pictures. Some more coloring pages. They have these stickers at the Dollar Tree right now, which are pretty fun, and then this washi was in a tube that I bought at Michael's recently. Another piece of ephemera. This will be the first time that I've ever seen the ocean, so I thought that this would be a really cool way to write down my first experience, seeing, touching, tasting, feeling, all those different things. I'm very excited about it. Again, lots of writing room. Then I have one of my pen pals sent me these cute little envelopes, so I just used them to maybe tuck in some nice things. And then another pen pal sent me this travel. This paper here is the paper from the journal from Barnes & Noble that I wasn't so fond of, but I found it actually worked really, really nice for the look that I was going for with this journal. And then this is from the travel pack again. I also found there was some scrapbook paper at Joann's that had summer-themed words on it, and I enjoyed that, so I ended up buying a piece of it for, it was like 20 cents, and I ended up getting a bunch of these words out of it. And then this paper here is paper from the journals that I bought, the nautical style journals. And I just tucked them in here just in case I want to write a little bit more. Then I had gotten a pack of, I can't remember what this is called right now, but that sheer paper. And I never really knew what to do with it, but I found out that the double-sided tape really disappears, especially with a busier background, so I ended up using that. Some of the quotes on here. These are paint chips, again from Lowe's. I like those because they have the little arrows, and I thought, oh, travel, pointing here, pointing there. This was also from a fold-out example from there that had sayings about the beach and the shell, and I just thought, oh cool, I'll cut those out and put them in there. It's another one of those journal covers that I tore to pieces. Lots of journaling cards, pockets, stickers. This is a piece of tissue, Kleenex actually, that my sister Mod Podged, and then it worked pretty well. I think it's going to hold out pretty well. And then an old page from a calendar. And then these are origami bows, and there's a few of them in here that my sister made for me. I think she found the information on YouTube somewhere. And you can see that it just keeps getting busier, but I absolutely love that. I have little self-adhesive laminate pages that I'm bringing because I want to get some sand and little treasures that I can put in here. I also made a washi tape sampler so that I can stick anything extra in here that I want. And some little journaling cards. All these things are from that same, I had bought a ton of old calendars and I just cut them off the backs. And it is a music tour, so I wanted to have a little bit of something here that was music. I'm honestly not that fond of this page, but we'll see what happens. Maybe once I start pasting things in there. And then a little paper clip with a flag. Some more journaling areas and coloring. And a tip out, or a tip up I suppose. Some little secret place to write. And another pocket. And these, I don't even know where these came from. They just showed up one day. I thought my sister gave them to me, and then she was very confused because apparently I gave them to her. I don't know. We couldn't figure it out, but they're pretty awesome. This is from a travel pack that is at Michael's right now. And I just made a little tiny pocket out of it. Stuck some paper in there. Some stickers from Walmart. And this is a decorated paint chip. And then I enjoyed this one. This was my sister's idea. She actually did the same thing. I was really bummed because I wanted the whole thing in the picture, but it was too big. And she's like, why don't you just turn it sideways? No one's the boss of you. So that's what we did. And then some more pockets. The doilies. This one was kind of fun. I had cut this one in half, but I didn't have a purpose for the straight. So I just folded it at an angle and then glued it down and put a stamp on it. Another little book, no type of card, I guess. And some more pages to write in. I really like these little envelopes that Melanie sent me. They're very cute. Just kind of trying to fill it all in. It ended up being a much thicker book than I had planned, but I like it. I think it's going to be really fun. And then some tags from Walmart, or from Target actually, these came from. Just a little tag. And then my sister gave me, this is one of my favorite quotes. I love hiking and experiencing the outdoors. And so this is just one of my favorite things. So she gave me a bumper sticker. And then these were, I'm not sure if they were for like wine glasses or what, but I took the cord off of them and used it for the closure, and then used it in here, which this is actually a big reason why I can't get it closed all the way. These awesome chipboard shapes are from Joann's, and I think they are still there. I also got this paper. This is like a printer paper that I had bought for my pen pals, but I found that it was really cute, so I decided to keep a few pages for myself. And then some more flip-flops and fun. This paper was actually individually sold at Joann's. And these are the journal life cards. I really enjoy the journal life cards a lot, so if anytime you see a card like this, it's a journal life card. And then some more pockets. This page is already popping up. And then for my color pages that were individual, I put a piece of vellum in front of it because all of my ink was starting to bleed over onto my other page, and I just wanted to avoid that. Here's a little tuck, something a little bit different. And this is just some garbage cardboard from one of our sticker packs, and I thought, oh, that's cute, and threw some washi tape on it. And then I always have a playlist for things that I do. And Treasure the Journey, Best Day Ever. And then another little tip out. And then I had a piece of paper left over from that, so I put the strip down here and tucked in some journal cards and some tags just for fun, just to make it look fun and interesting. Lots of different layers, and I really like that. So this is a tip out of one of my journal covers with the Ahoy washi. And another piece of ephemera that came in some packaging of some shoes my sister bought. Here's another one. This is an old journal cover, and I just cut a half circle out of it so I could tuck in some journal cards. And then this one is just a little triangle, and then I just layered in my cards so that they could all fit in there. So I just wanted a lot of space for writing and saving things, because I know that we're going to have a lot of stuff given to us for the cruise, and so I like to save those types of things to look back at. And this was with double-sided tape. I really liked this card, but I liked both sides and I wasn't sure what to do, so I had a quote sticker, so I stuck it on the back and then used double-sided tape to affix it to the vellum. So we're getting to the end here. Just more pockets, a little envelope for treasures. On our way home, let's go home. I'm sure we'll be homesick by that time. Our information for our flight home. And then in the back, I just added more of the little adhesive pockets. I added some labels, and I also added some more of the sticky notes just in case I find that I want to add more later. So I hope you enjoyed my first junk journal. I know it was longer than most videos, but I found it very fun to make, and I really am hoping to fill it with a lot of treasures. See you later!